Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Embrace the Chase, where over the next year we are interviewing 100 entrepreneurs, thought leaders, influencers, authors, what have you, to kind of pick their brain to see what makes them successful, and hopefully they can share a little knowledge our way. So today we have Josue Pena, right? Is that how I say your last name?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Guy's from Dominican Republic, and he is incredible. So you guys are in for a treat today. We got connected via a mutual friend of ours that you guys saw way back on episode 2, Marshall Gillen. So let me guys just tell you a little bit about Josue. So born and raised in a poor third world country of Dominican Republic, which, side note, I went on my honeymoon there. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love the Dominican Republic. But while graduating from electromechanical engineer school, and he has his master's degree, he saw an opportunity to work in social media and to break the norm in a country where there's very little progress. After 4 years of trying to do things his own way and just failing completely, so I mean, I can relate with that. Failing completely, let me kind of go back here. He decided to take a more engineer and analytical replica table approach to social media. So what exactly does that mean before I continue?
So basically, like my issue before was, like you said, right? I wasn't modeling success. And to model success, you need to do market research. So once I did that, everything kind of blew up. So and now I'm an engineer, so I like systems, something that works every single time, like replicatable. That's no matter the industry or niche or whatever it is you're in, it works in your whatever industry you're working. So that's kind of like my approach with this, and that's why I had talk about like the 4 pillars: content, consistency, market research, and networking. And I'm guessing, well, when you finish the bio or something, I'll expand a little bit more.
I'll let you just unleash into everything. I love it. So that's when you had your big aha moment, obviously. Okay. So since then, you've developed a simple 4-step process, which you just started to explain. I can't wait for you to dive deeper into that. That you've used for Instagram and basically any social media that's blown it up. And since then, you've grown to over 4.5 million followers on multiple different accounts, multiple different niches, and you're generating multiple 6 figures. Been featured and interviewed for different magazines, podcasts, promoted by the Grant Cardone and his team, which is incredible. Been on their TV show twice, which blows my mind. And you've also met and worked with promoting celebrities like Ronaldinho. Neo? No way, man. That's crazy. I love it. Other huge entrepreneurs, just coming from an underdog, poor third world country, and English isn't even his first language, for those of you that don't know. He's a huge advocate for Spanish culture, right? And just
Spanglish. I say like Spanglish, which is like that's how I normally talk like every day. So like I mix English and Spanish when I talk.
I love it, man. I love it. So other than that, is there anything I missed?
No, you're good. I guess. I don't know. I think that's it.
That's fantastic, dude. That's fantastic. So obviously, I want to hear, what are these 4 pillars that you've kind of come up with?
Yeah. So it's content, consistency, market research, and networking, and it's pretty simple. Once you think about it, it's like it works across like nobody, like every single social media. It doesn't matter what you do. The first one is content. Content is always king. That like everybody knows this. Like no matter what marketing secret guru, anybody will tell you that content will always be king. If your content sucks, nothing will save you. So it needs to be relatable to your niche. So let's say you're in the fashion niche, like your makeup, you're not going to be posting pictures about cars because it's not relatable. Even though the car picture might be great, but it's not relatable to the niche that you're in right now. So it needs to be relatable to your niche. So do not post your cat pictures if you're not your page not about cats.
True.
The second thing is consistency, and like I would say, this is like where people can, like, if you have a 0 result on Instagram, like you just do this and like you make 0 results overnight, almost. And just simple math, right? If you post 1 time per day or 1 time per week and you get 1,000 impressions, just post 4 times, you get 4,000. Simple math. And the more that's why, as a general rule, the more you post, the more you grow on Instagram. And personally, like we post we have like around 10 to 15 accounts. And we post around 3 to 6 times per day on every single account. So that's not counting even the clients' accounts.
Dang.
Which we work in the same way that we work on ours. So it's a lot of work. But I mean, like if you want to grow and actually build a business on Instagram, like that's how you have to do it.
But that's a lot of content.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy,
like
man.
the thing with Instagram is like the attention span is so short and the content is not long term. So meaning like for example YouTube you post a video there and it will be there and like the SEO and everything like will be there for years to come. But on Instagram it's very short and people know that like the scarcity feature is already on Instagram like kind of built on people's head. So people take action a lot faster than it's like on other platforms because of that. Um, so that's kind of a little bit.
So then Instagram's obviously your bread and butter, right?
Yeah, Instagram is literally like I don't pay for traffic. I don't do anything else. Like that's like I'm also diving into YouTube because that's where I started. Honestly, like in social media, I work with one of the top consultants in the world when it comes to YouTube. So I'm diving into that. I'm also working a little bit on Facebook ads, but Instagram has been until like this very point. But that's it. Like the agency I have like two businesses, like the agency and like they selling digital products and services of the digital products. Both of them have done six figures. So since one of them the agency has done six figures since November of last year, and the selling digital products have done like six figures since January of this year.
Dang.
So, I mean, like, yeah, it's pretty, like, I mean, like, I come from a poor third country. Like, I made $400 a month working as an engineer. So, yeah.
Do you still live in DC, Dominican Republic?
In DR, no,
DR?
right now I'm traveling. I'm in Philadelphia right now, and I live in Indiana. So.
Oh, okay. No freaking way, man. I'm in Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah.
So pretty close. So, side note. So when you say you did digital products, for those of the people that obviously are not familiar with that are watching this, kind of what's a 15-second explanation of a digital product?
So it can be a course, an info product. It can be anything that you sell, like you create once, and then you can sell multiple times without having to worry about inventory or anything like that. So your margins are the same, like 95% or something like that. You just have to worry about traffic. Which in my case, I don't. like if you have an Instagram page, like you don't have to worry about traffic. So,
I love it. So then what is your course?
So basically, for example, I do a lot of affiliates. I love affiliates because you don't have to worry about customer service and all that, But we do have a training that's about Instagram, obviously, which is directly tied to the agency. So basically, the agency has three different things. We have a done-for-you service. We have consulting, and let's say a company doesn't want any of those, then we train their staff or train their team or whatever. So we do have the training with the course for that, or like anybody that can just like want for their own business or whatever can take it. So,
That's genius. I love that. You hit all three markets.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and dive into the first question.
Now, I would say, like, let me finish the third
Oh,
pillar, because
go for it.
I'm missing two more pillars. So the third one is market research. And I would say, like, this is, like, the pivoting moment for me, personally, because, like, the modeling success part plays a huge role. So modeling success on Instagram, it's just kind of, like, you just check out the influencers on your niche, the competitors, and see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and just model what they're doing right. So influencers are the people who have 100,000 or a million. Competitors closer to your following, so you have 5,000 people who have 10,000. Pretty simple, right? And let's say you want to model the influencers because they have already proved the concept of what's right and what's wrong. So you want to look at what they're posting, when they're posting, how their audience is reacting, what style of content is it, more light, is it more dark, what type of bio, what type of call to actions, is the caption long or short, like Humans of New York. I had Instagram page puts a blog post on every single post, like super long. Other pages like put a super short, so you gotta see which one fits you and your niche and stick to it. Like you don't want to be switching it around all over the place. You also have to see like if you're gonna post more pictures or more videos. It's like, or you're gonna do both, right? So all these little things come into play when it comes to the market research. And the third thing, final thing in market research is hashtags. Hashtags are keywords or SEO or search engine optimization, just like they work on Google. Hashtags, do not use the biggest ones because you will never rank in them. Your goal is to rank in the top 9. And what you want is to be able to rank in the top 9 consistently. That's when you tell Instagram what your page is about. And there will be, at the end of the day, Instagram's goal is to keep people on the platform as long as possible because that's how they make money. And the only way for them to keep people on the platform is to push content that Instagram thinks that people will like. So being able to categorize your content with keywords is important for Instagram because it tells Instagram what the content is about and it refers it to more people that might be interested in that. So it's a little bit, technical. Instagram is both an art and a science. So I was focusing a lot on the art part and not on the science. So yeah.
And once you married the two, you exploded, right?
Exactly. And then like market research, implement that and just It'll like literally blow up. Like it would change your account overnight. And then the last pillar, which is networking, Warren Buffett always says, your network equals your net worth. Right? The same thing on Instagram. Right now, I have a network of over 150 million followers on Instagram. We can probably, like, if we work together, like, I can probably like make almost any product go viral. Like, like when you think about it, like it's so funny, but it's true.
That's
um,
crazy.
yeah. So basically, for example, right now we're able to grow really fast because we have a huge network, and I'm just gonna throw a little technical babble. Hopefully, people can follow along, and I don't blow people's mind. But like the algorithm works in a very simple way. Again, Instagram's goal is to keep you on the platform as long as possible. Just like Facebook, it's like so the way to do it, pushing content that you might like. So let's say like collaboration on Instagram is super powerful, which is networking in other words. Let's say you have a page on fitness and I have a page on fitness. My page has 100,000, your page has 1,000. So when I like and comment on your picture, two things happen, two ripple effects. Right? The first one is because I'm a high authority account, aka 100,000 followers. The bigger the page, the higher the authority in Instagram's eyes. Because I like your content, and obviously if it happens fast, meaning after you post, like in the first 15 minutes or an hour, it's even better. It's going to tell Instagram two things. So the first one is they're going to say, okay, a high authority account just like that picture. So that means that this content is good. So I'm going to push it to even more people that might be interested in this content because this high authority account liked it. That's the first thing. And then because that they pushed it, more people, like if the content is great, then more people are going to see it, more people are going to engage, more people are going to comment. So this creates a little domino effect, right? That's the first ripple effect. The second one is that when I like and comment on your picture, my followers, my 100,000 followers, are going to see your stuff too. So, meaning they're going to see it on their feed. They're more likely to do that. So since we're in the same niche, you're in fitness, I'm in fitness, I'm 100,000. My 100,000 are going to see your content there on their phones, on their feed, and they're going to like and comment. And they're more likely to do that and follow you too. So this creates a second ripple effect, and as that goes, you then rank higher in hashtags, and then Instagram keeps pushing you. So like it creates this huge domino effect that's like liking me just strongly advise against it. Way to do it is like this way. So.
That is crazy. So, in other words, other than obviously you being paid to be an influencer for other people, that allows you to grow other accounts in similar niches yourself faster. Is that right? Oh no. I think I lost you, Josue.
Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go. I don't know what just happened, but I heard the rest of everything you just said. So, oh no, you're freezing.
Oh, that's weird.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear it. Okay.
Well, all right, now we're stabilizing, so we're good. So I heard everything you said. So my question following up after that was, do you use maybe? I think I just lost you again.
I'm good. I'm here.
There we go. I can see now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you use your larger accounts to build other smaller accounts that you start in the same niche, or do you try not to compete with yourself?
No, for example, like if I'm going to start a new page, of course I'm going to use my network. It will be like detrimental not to use it. And it's funny because that you said that. For example, people say, "Oh, I don't have this huge network. It's impossible for me to grow." The honest truth is, like everybody, I started from scratch. Like I started from zero. Like I didn't have the huge network. Like I just got, it just came recently. Like I didn't get that. Like I spent like 4 years trying to figure this thing out. Only a year and a half is when I started seeing success. And the I'll access to this thing since forever. Um, but right now, of course, I use it, and like it's funny that you say that because there was one person in like that follows us in a Facebook group that said, "Hey, I'll challenge you to build an Instagram account from scratch again without using your network." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." I like people are like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea." I'm like, this is so stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I decided, you know what? I'm even gonna build in another language. which is like I built it in Spanish, at Inspiración, and I built it to almost 10,000 followers in the first month without a network. Without having my 150 million follower network. Like I didn't have zero. I started from scratch. Like if I didn't have anything, I still did it. And people are like, "Oh my God, what are you?" I'm like, "It's possible. Like you get to follow. You have 4 pillars. Like
Hmm. That's super cool. I love it. So then obviously nobody has room for excuses.
yeah.
Instagram is not completely saturated. When I hear people say that, I roll my eyes, but clearly, so when you started building all these accounts, was this back in November or have you had these accounts a while?
So in January of 2016, I had 1,000 followers.
Okay. On your
And
personal page or on your business?
no, I only had one page, and it was my personal, and I had 1,000.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I had. And I was like, that was it's my soccer page. So I do have a personal, but I rarely use it. So on my soccer page, I had like 1,000 followers on January, like after 4 years of work. And then in February of um, late February of last year, are you there still?
Yeah, I'm still here. I turned my video off to see if it'll help keep you coming through clear.
Okay, got it. So February last year, then I started, implementing after thinking about stuff what I was doing and implementing, the traditional business mindset into Instagram because people don't think that generally don't. So that's when I started seeing success, and like since then until now is what growth has been. But before that, no, like I didn't have, and like the soccer page. Then almost a year ago, I started with a page with the fitness, and it just kept going and going. So
I love it, man. So, what actually inspired you to begin with to go into entrepreneurship, to kind of start your own business?
yeah, so for me, it's kind of like a different route than most people. As like you said at the beginning, I come from a poor third world country, so in Dominican Republic, there's not many opportunities like to actually, move forward. Like you have to work like 5, 10 years in a 9 to 5 job, having a miserable pay to actually, make a little bit of this and decent money. So for me, it was like, nah, this is not worth it. I need to find another way. For me, I started social media because of soccer. Like that's my passion. And I wanted to become a professional soccer player. So when I graduated electromechanical engineering, I was still, doing social media. I started YouTube videos and content on Instagram and all that stuff, and it wasn't working. Right, it was really, really, really like slow. It was a hard process. Like I was putting a lot of was, and I wasn't seeing success. But I moved to the States from the Dominican Republic around 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, or 3 years ago almost. And I started playing semi-pro, and like I still, still working on social media. Sometimes I'm still is out in success. That's actually I started to, and I was still playing soccer like a pro against professional teams, even like against professional players and stuff. I had actually had the chance to become a pro last year, almost a year, like in May of last year, June of last year.
Dang,
Yeah, and I said no.
that's crazy. Which team were you thinking of playing for?
In the 11, it was a team in Indianapolis.
That's crazy.
So and I said no to the agency that was helping me with it because I realized like the amount of money I was going to earn, right? It wasn't going to be that much, and I would realize that I was still going to be an employee. Like I wasn't going to be able to, let's say, travel. Like for example, right now I'm traveling. I wasn't going to be able to do that. I wasn't going to be able to have the freedom that I wanted, and I wasn't going to be able to make the money that I wanted either. So it was like a hard, like with the head decision, not with the heart, because like the heart said, no, you keep playing, like you spend all this time playing since you were like 14. You've had a bunch of injuries, broken both ankles, like knee, back, like a bunch of stuff happened to me. You just can't give up now. I'm like, this is not giving up. This is me saying no. It's like saying no to the opportunity. It's not me giving up. And so that's kind of how it went for me. So it wasn't really like entrepreneurs. Like entrepreneurs typically started like, oh, I want to like build my own stuff. I actually started, I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and then it kind of transitioned into today. So
That's awesome, man. So then, what is Elation? Am I saying that right? Elation Athletics.
yeah, so Elation Athletics is the fitness brand. Like Elation Athletics will be next year or so clothing company. So for products and right now, a bunch of affiliates stuff like that. So that's kind of like my fitness brand. What I'll be doing there. So.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So then, kind of side topic then. I kind of want to see what advice you would give people, being that you're a digital online CEO, influencer, all the above, for someone just starting out, whether they want to run their own social media agency or really if they're just dabbling into something like ClickFunnels, what advice would you give somebody?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is like the only advice, honestly, I would say is model success and don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Like, for example, the thing that changed for me between February and January of last year was that I took a loan of $2,000 and it bought a marketing course. That's what changed for me. So before that, I was just like wasting time, and I wasting money too. Like it's like at the end of the day, like you're wasting time and money, not just time. I'm trying to figure things out on my own, with free information, all this stuff, but it wasn't working. Like it's way too hard. Just so that's what I did, and then like it was marketing course. Like I started implementing those concepts into Instagram, and I started hearing Russell Brunson of like everything. I bought like up until this point, I think I bought everything. It's bad. Everything he pulls out, I just give him money. I just give him money. I take my money. So like I just like literally just bought everything. Like Mitchell Harper too. He's I think he was like one of the founders of BigCommerce, which is back in the day one of the big competitors for Shopify. And he built I think several companies for 100 million. And he like I started listening to people that actually have built businesses and like have a map like a blueprint. I just bought courses, started implementing it. For me, it was a loan, right? $2,000. That was a lot of money. I mean, back in the day, I was making $400 a month as an engineer in Dominican Republic. So between $300 to $400 a month, and that was like I had to pay obviously my car, my gas, food, everything. So like at the end of the day, like I was left with very little money, and what I did was take a loan. For me, it was like a 6-month paycheck without any other expenses. So it was hard, and like I decided just to go with it, and it paid off big time. Like that's what I would say. Like with that, like just find a blueprint, find a map that you can just follow. Because like yes, you want to get from A to B, but if you don't know how to get from A to B, you're gonna waste all your time trying to get from A to B. So it's simple. Like it's just a map. Like you cannot go from Los Angeles to New York. Absolutely. Like we would spend like a lot more time than you would if you had one. So that's what I would say. Like the number one, like the only one advice I would say is just find a blueprint that you can follow and just follow it.
That's sage advice, man. I agree with that completely. I'm hoping I'm about a year behind you because I just recently started getting into some courses and feeding my knowledge and learning myself. Honestly, about maybe 4 months ago. So I agree with you 1,000% because it doesn't make any sense to just say you want to be successful and not model it. So for everybody watching, if you are loving because this as much as I am, go follow him. Go follow his social media accounts. Go buy his Instagram course. It's 100% worth it. In my opinion, a lot of us want to go to college and get a crazy education, which there's nothing wrong with that, getting a master's or doctorate if that's what you want to do. However, this is a different type of investment. This is one that you don't just get a certificate. You could be this guy over here, 150 million people following him online, and you could literally start any business you wanted to right now. You said it earlier and make it go viral, and that makes my head hurt. That's so crazy.
And like it's funny that, so for example, the degree and stuff. Like I'm an electromechanical engineer, and I also have a master's degree. like an innovation entrepreneurship, and like for me, like I didn't have to pay for that. That's cool, like the masters and all that stuff. But like like the education is so expensive. Like it was like $50,000 or something like that for the thing. Like and for $1,000 you can learn so much more. You know, like buy a course, like even $10,000. Like even like Russell Brunson's inner circle is like $25,000 a year. Like you will learn a lot more from that than like almost any college course about digital marketing, building a business online. So
So
yeah.
true. Well, then segue. My next question was going to be like, who are your mentors or heroes
Mhm.
within life? It doesn't necessarily have to be entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so for me, Russell Brunson has played a huge part in my life. Like, I think, like, everybody, like, for example, Gary Vee, he's cool and all that stuff, but, he preaches more motivation. I'm like, I don't need motivation. I'm motivated enough. I just tell me what to do. So I feel like that's why Russell Brunson, for me personally, it's like, I'm a huge advocate. Um, and that's why I just buy everything he puts out. Like I actually talked to him too, which is funny. I met him too in person in Miami when I went to the Growth Con for Grant Cardone. Um, so I met him there, and I've talked to him before about Instagram and all that stuff. So it's been fun. But yeah, like I would say like that he's one of like I'd see him as a hero. And another person that I really like admire, and I recently just met him. Not as much as Russell Brunson, obviously. But his name is Maxwell Finn. He's like uh, really well known in the Facebook ads world and all that stuff. But I talked to him for like I don't know an hour or so, and like he just gave me a couple tips and all here and there. And with like obviously for traffic on Instagram, I used to like put a Facebook ad together. I didn't know how. Like I was completely new. In less than 24 hours, I made over 10 grand. So like from
Whoa.
yeah. So I'm like yeah. Like after that, like I'm like no yeah Maxwell, you got my respect, brother. But like yeah. So like Russell Brunson is the only person that has made me with that much money in so small time. So he's the second one. So I'm like yeah, you're the man.
That's so wild, dude. I love it.
I would say like most I would say well say like in one is Russell Brunson.
I love it, man. Dude, Russell Brunson, I agree with you. Anytime they like start announcing a new course or something's coming out, I'm like already pulling my wallet out. What do you want from me, Russell? What do you want?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's so cool. Well then, let's go to a little bit more of a serious question.
Mhm.
What do you want your legacy to be known as?
My legacy to be known as. For me personally, for example, I really don't fame and all that stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but for me, it's like not my focus right now, and that's like one of the reasons why I haven't focused on my personal brand. Um, but for me, like once I started diving into entrepreneurship and all that stuff, all I want to do right now is retire my parents.
I love it.
So that's my goal, and that's like what I want. I remember, like for example, one of the happiest moments in my life was last last Thanksgiving, 2016, when I was able to go out and just buy everything, like buy anything I wanted for them. Like I bought watches and I bought my purse and all that stuff. And like I feel like it was the first time in my life that I actually had money to give back to the people that actually gave me everything. So.
That's so cool, man. I love it. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Um, well then, I'll wrap it up with this last question. Is there anything on your heart or on your mind right now that you just want to share or want people to know about you?
Yeah, I would say like I have several Facebook groups and I kind of up as in them sometimes, but the reason is like it's to the complainers. People complain, and like if I have to say one thing is maybe like I don't know the audience like a lot of people like in the United States, right? If you live like in a developed country, not like not even like if you live anywhere in the world except Antarctica, you have absolutely no excuse. Like if you have access to the internet, if you're hearing this, you have no excuse. You do have access to it. The internet has leveled the playing field for everybody, and like literally anybody in the world can make it. All you gotta do is model success and forget about your feelings. Like that's the thing for me. Like I was trying to do it my way. I was thinking of myself, and I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna make it cool my way, my way, my way. And the market was saying, no, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I wasn't listening, right? The market doesn't care about what I think. It doesn't care about like you think. Like it doesn't care. Like the market, like you just have to listen to what people want and just give them that. If you want to, obviously, you want to make money. So that's what I would say. Like, forget about your feelings. Forget about complaining. Like, you have the internet. You have like the the playing field has been leveled for absolutely everybody. I mean, I come from a third world country. Like, probably the place you went in the Dominican Republic to the honeymoon was Punta Cana, right?
It was.
Yeah, it's like it's a beautiful place, but literally, like that place is another country inside the country. Like they all have their own over there. So it's like not a different country, but it's like completely separated from the outside reality of Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic is a full third world country, and I was able to do it, coming from an underground position, like literally anybody can do it. And I know people like, obviously I wasn't in the worst situation ever. I know people that are worse than me, like in terms of like they're living everything. But if you have access to the internet, like you can definitely make it happen. I've seen this like over and over again from friends and all that stuff. So yeah, like that's what I would say. Like if just one thing, just go do it. Like just don't complain. Like if you don't have money, just figure it out. Like if the reason why you're saying you don't have money is because you don't see the value, whatever it is you're just saying that you don't have money for. Because at the end of the day, if we're right here and say, hey, I'll sell you a $400,000 Lamborghini right now for $5,000, you would say, deal. Like I'll take it right now. I don't have no money, but I'll take it right now. It doesn't matter. Like I'll work in McDonald's like 24 hours a day just to buy that. Like do absolutely anything happen. Like just because the Lamborghini, it's 400,000, you're getting for five. So just if you have like let's say a program for Mercedes or whatever, like you see the and you know that and like this the blueprint is there. Don't think you have the money. Just go make it happen. Like work at McDonald's, like work anywhere. Just make money to buy that and just keep going. I just get pissed off and
Dude.
People start complaining about it. So that's why people call me a little bit of a jerk in the groups.
No, you're good, man. I love it. The internet needs people like that. Like you and Dan Henry, who are just like, stop. This is annoying. Just go win. Shut up already. So no, I appreciate that a lot, and I know all the people that are watching this will appreciate that too. But definitely, for all of you that are watching right now, obviously now that this is posted, in the description below is all of his stuff. So go down, click on the links. I promise you, what he just said is fire when he talked about the value in something. Most of us, at least in America, we've been raised to just go and get student loans and graduate college with $100,000 in debt because we've been told it's valuable. He just made a phenomenal point. You get a bank loan for $2,000, get this information, and you could be pumping out more money than all your friends with master's degrees.
It's fun. Like I have right now, for example, I didn't mention that I came to mind one of the students. His name is Alex Wilkie. He was like he lives in Canada. He has student loans, and he was like down to his last $2,000. Like, and he bought the course full price. He didn't buy it like an order or anything. Like full price, it was like $1,500. In less than 2 weeks, he was making $3,500 a month from his student. Like he was a complete noob. Like he just bought the training that we have, and 2 weeks later, he took action. Like follow everything we said, and 2 weeks later, how it was making like $3,500 a month. And right now he's making like I think even more. So he put his last penny down, literally his last penny down. Like kind of like what I did back like almost a year and a half ago. Like he did the same thing. So that's kind of like what it takes to be successful. You want to make it happen.
I love it, man. It's so freaking true. Thanks so much for being on. I'm gonna go follow you on every possible platform I can now and go check out your course. But for all of you, show him some love. Go check out his course, support him, follow him, and don't be afraid to reach out because he is a phenomenal guy. What you see is who he is.
I mean, like I love also like giving free value. Like people say like I don't have money. I'm like I don't need your money. Like I don't make money by selling Instagram course. Like I have an agency. I have so I have a fitness brand. I have like now I'm also diving into e-commerce with a man's grooming brand. By the way, you have beer. I'm sending you free products. So like I'm diving into all these things. Like I don't need the money from the course. Like it's cool. Like it's extra, whatever. But like I'm making my living somewhere else. That the course was literally made because people were asking for it, and I didn't feel comfortable with any other program. Like I literally I've taken like probably every single Instagram course that I could find. And even though I know Instagram, I needed to know my competitor, right?
Sure.
So I've taken almost any Instagram course I could find, and I love affiliates because they don't need to deal with customer service. And I try to find one that actually, teach what I believe and the way I believe things work. And I wasn't able to find it. That's the reason why I made it. I didn't make it just because like I wanted to. It was a lot of work, like way too much work. So yeah, I mean, like if like you have the money, like I awesome. Like I just love giving free value. Any way I can help, like that's what I'm here for. To my friends in the Dominican Republic, I just like give them everything away from me because I know, like I've been where they are, and the only reason, like the only difference between them and me is because like I took a leap of faith, and that's it. Like if I can inspire somebody that's taken that little step, so a leap of faith, that'll be awesome. So yeah.
Dude, I love it. You got me so pumped up right now. Well, thank you so much for being on, brother. I'm definitely going to reach out in maybe 6 months or so and have you back on the show again and just see how you've gone from here to here and you're just completely off screen. So I love it, man. Thank you so, so much. And guys, go check him out.